Hello YouTube and welcome back to the FIFA 17 Sunderland Career Mode. This is episode 29 today, and as you can see here, we're getting into the biggest game of the season. It is Newcastle United versus Sunderland in the Tyne-Wear derby at St James's Park, and as you can see, we're going to be setting up the team here that will be playing in this big game. Obviously for me it is the biggest game of the season because, well, we're in 5th and we're not in a position we should be, so I'm not really bothered what we do for the rest of the season. Just winning this game is probably the most important thing for the fans as well. And Newcastle are actually in 19th place, so they actually need a win more than us. But obviously we're going to go out here, try and win the best we can. And this episode, you will notice, is the longest on my channel. That is because I wanted to get the whole game in, and that is why actually the game is not as long as I would have hoped. Because, well, I missed about 15 minutes of the game. I extended the recording from 1 minute to 5, but it doesn't record 5. It recorded about 4 minutes per clip, so I missed from about the 2nd minute to the 16th. There is a little bit of time gap, but as you can see here, they're showing the league table before this game, but not showing a part of the table that includes either of the two teams on show, because the game finds it a little more important to show where Manchester United are in the table than either of the two teams that are on show, because in a derby match you would be more interested in where Man United are than each other. So anyway, you can see here we're getting into the game. Like I say, missing some of it, but most of the game will be in here, so you will be able to see a lot of the game for the first time on my channel. As you can see here, just the players going through their handshake, and well, it is going to be one of the first few times I get to use some of these players after bringing them in January. Obviously, Craig Farrell's been starting quite a few lately. Fazio's played well lately. Here's the lineup that Newcastle United are using. Obviously using Yedlin and Callback, two players that have played for Sunderland in the past. Yedlin only on loan for the last season in real life, and Callback came through the youth academy, a player I pretty hate, but that's for obvious reasons. And Patrick Van Aanholt on our team is another player who's played here before, in a different colour shirt for Newcastle, as he spent a season on loan here, I do believe, while Newcastle were in the Championship in 2009. So anyway, as you can see here, Kevin Friend is the referee, and we're going to get into this game. You will see in a second that this is where the game cuts off. We do get the kickoff. As you see, the Premier League graphics do show up: Newcastle United versus Sunderland live from St James's Park. And as we get it underway, that is where the cut happens. So anyway, we get into it here in the 16th minute. Patrick Van Aanholt trying to get down the left-hand side. As you can see, Callum Wilson down after a little bit of an injury. And pardon. Anyway, we're trying to get the ball back here. Mitrovic flicks it on, but Fazio picks it back up. Corsia gives it to Fazio. He gives it out to Patrick Van Aanholt, who's going to run down the left-hand side. Tufon passes it into Callum Wilson. He gives it to Kaputska. Kaputska runs down the left-hand side, tries to get in there, but Yedlin cuts it out. Callback tries to get forward, and Ozan Tufon makes a good tackle. He tries to play it out wide to Borini, but it is intercepted by Lazar, the Newcastle left back. And anyway, we're winning the ball back here. Farrell gives it out to Kapustka, the man on loan from Leicester. Farrell then gives it to Tufon. We're just trying to work a bit of build up into this slowly, trying to get through the Newcastle backline, which is holding pretty strong so far. We've got the ball here with Tufon. He gives it to Kaputska, out to Corsia, who takes a couple of touches, tries to whip it into the box. It is cut out. They clear the ball, but we do get it back through Craig Farrell. He gives it first time to Kaputska, back to Farrell. Farrell runs down the right hand side, tries to find a pass. Looked like he may have been fouled, but it was a decent win back of the ball for Newcastle. Lazar then tries to run down the left hand side. He is then tackled by our player. As you can see, Newcastle only having 66% passing accuracy, while we had 85, so not good for them. As you can see, we actually made some bad passes there, and they're just trying to get forward here with Rolando Arons down the left hand side to Lazar. It's cut out. We try and get it away. It is, Perez gives it to callback. It is a really good block by Fazio though, and as you can see, we're trying to get forward on the counter-attack there, after callback had that shot brilliantly blocked by Fazio. So we give it to Andre Gray here, who is going to run down the left-hand side, try and get it into the box, with a few players waiting in the middle. We try and find an opening, give it out to Kapuska. He has a strike, it is blocked by Tiote, it is out, first time by Barini, he leaves it off to Corchia, he whips it in, and Craig Farrell with the header, heads it into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Sunderland. I don't know if he scored last season, but you will see in a moment that is his first goal of the season. A really well worked goal after the block from Kapuska's shot. Gray gave it out to Barini, who laid it off to the overlapping Corchia. Great ball in, and a header by the small man, Craig Farrell, with, as you can see, first goal in the Premier League this season. And in the 37th minute, Craig Farrell gives us the lead in the Tyne-Wear derby, and they're just going to kick it off here, play a good long ball there by Tiote, but a good tackle by Kapuska to try and slow them down. So anyway, Yedlin will have this throw-in to take. As you can see, top left, Callum Wilson has picked up an injury. As you can see, well, if you remember, he was down when we first came into the 16th minute, and he is feeling it pretty bad, so I'm going to bring him off at halftime just to make sure that we have enough power up front and physicality with him being slightly injured. But anyway, you can see the possession stats here. They have 39% possession, we had 61, but as you can see, we gave away a pretty poor ball. I was trying to look for a pass with Farrell, no one was making movement. I did press the pass back eventually, but it was intercepted, and they get forward and score with another short man on the field in Jose Perez. Pretty poor for us, and that is just something you do not want to see. So anyway, Newcastle United have equalised here against us. Sorry, I had to pause a little bit there, but that's pretty poor for us to see. Perez has only scored 3 more goals. Well, that's only Perez's 3rd goal of the season as a striker, and when one of our youth academy strikers has only scored 2 less than him, that's not too good for him. But anyway, we're trying to get forward here. Andre Gray gives it to Tufan as the halftime whistle is approaching, trying to get forward pretty straight away, but it is intercepted. A pretty poor ball by Damar Gray towards Callum Wilson. They're trying to pass it about, it's given to callback. He plays a 1-2 with Mitrovic, but as he gets it back, the referee blows his whistle there for halftime, and that is how we are going in at the break, 1-1 with Newcastle. Not too good for us, and as you can see, the halftime scores, there's only one other game there. Crystal Palace losing, I didn't see who they were against. As you can see, pretty even the stats. We've had a lot more possession, 1 more shot than them, and it was on target. And as you can see, I am making the change. Callum Wilson off for Baston, who we did sign and got sent off on his debut, and now he is coming on, I think for his first game since. Actually, no, he played in the last game, sorry. But anyway, I'm a little confused because I'm actually recording the audio for this before the previous episode, so that is why that confused me a little bit. So anyway, they've kicked it off for the second half. They're just trying to get forward straight away with Tauvin down the line. Mitrovic gives it back to Yedlin, and he gets it back, 1-2 between them. It's given to Jose Perez. He runs in, tries to have a chance, but it is a good tackle by Erzan Tufan. And Barini gives it to Craig Farrell here. Farrell then looks for a ball. He is running to the midfield to Erzan Tufan. Great ball over the top to Kaputska. He heads it back to Borja Baston. He tries to run down the left-hand side, looking for a pass, gives it to Van Aanholt. He gives it into Kapuska. Kapuska then gives it to Andre Gray. I'm pressing the pass so much there, and somehow he falls over and allows Lazar to win the ball back so poorly. Like, that was, I don't know what happened there. He took a touch a bit wide. I'm pressing the shoot. He just left the ball. So anyway, we're trying to get forward again here. Given to Tufan, gives it to Farrell. Farrell then runs down, tries to pass it out wide, but for some reason, every time I try to pass to a winger out wide with a ball like that, it always tries to pass it on the inside of the fullback rather than the outside, which would surely be a better ball, and that is why most of them are being cut out. But anyway, they're trying to get forward here. Lazar whips it into the box. It is headed away by Sergi Gomez and cleared even further by Craig Farrell, who has put in a brilliant performance. And as you can see, actually, after talking about putting it inside, we actually do have one that's on the outside, and it does work. So Borja Baston tries to make the pass, but it is poor, and it is cut out by Jack Callback, and it is cleared by Newcastle, so we can get get the throw in here. So about 60 minutes played now. Corchia with the throw in gives it in to Fabio Barini. Craig Farrell gets the ball, gives it to Boston. He is trying to have a run. He tries to play it through, and there is a foul by the Newcastle player. So we're going to have a free kick, quite a bit out. They're making the substitution here. Tiote is off for John Joe Shelby. And I look, and it's 30 yards out. Corchia has our best free kicks. He has a strike. It's probably going in, if not just wide, but it does take a touch off the wall. And we try to whip the ball into the box, but it is a very poor corner, and they are able to get away. No one really there for the second ball, but we do win the ball back off Mitrovic with Kapustka. Barini runs down the right-hand side, whips the ball in, and it is punched away by the goalkeeper. It falls to Farrell, who has a strike, and that's pretty poor. He'd already scored. All he really had to do was hit the target there, and he probably would have had a goal. So anyway, from that goal kick, they kick it forward. Mitrovic heads it on, but Farrell picks it up. Farrell then tries to run at them, gives it in to Ozan Tufan. Tufan out to Van Aanholt. Van Aanholt plays a good ball really well down the line once again, because, well, it would have been a really good ball if it had been able to be kept in, but for some reason the ball seemed to speed up there. So anyway, 68th minute really, we're making a second substitution of the game. I'm deciding to go a bit more attacking to try and get a goal in the last 20 minutes. I'm bringing Farrell off, even though he did score. As you can see, just trying to put the players in their correct position. Obviously keeping Graham Baston up front, and Lyndon Gooch, who has scored 2 and 2 now in the Premier League this season, is coming on for Farrell to try and get the goal that would put us in the lead. So they kick it forward. Mitrovic flicks it on to Saive. Saive then gives it back to Mbemba, who takes an awful touch. Gray with the tackle, runs through on goal. After that, he is pulled back. The referee plays the advantage, but Gray runs through and puts it into the back of the net, into the left-hand corner of the goal. A really good finish by Andre Gray in the 70th minute. 20 minutes to go now. A really poor touch by Mbemba. Really poor attempt to bring him down as well. Like, in real life, he really probably would have brought him down, because that would have been such a better idea than actually allowing Gray to run through, because he is our top scorer. That is his 5th goal in the league, which is pretty bad to say. Actually, yeah, he is our top scorer. I was going to say, I checked after the game, and I remember Baston had 6, but he hasn't scored for us so far. But anyway, you can see here, they're running down. It's given in to Shelby. They've got about 18 minutes from now to try and get an equalizer. Mitrovic running down, gives it in towards Saive, who seems to duck below the ball, and Van Aanholt is able to pass it out to Kapustka. He is running, sees the run of Gooch if he could play the pass, but Yedlin does well to keep up with him and tackle him off the ball and then shrug away Gooch so they can try and get forward again. Lazard then runs down. He gets in the... well, one of his teammates gets in the way. Barini gets the ball, gives it to Andre Gray. He can then run down the line. I probably should have touched it inside, because as we whip it into the box now, it's a poor ball. It comes to Sell. Sells tips it over the defender and Baston. I'm pressing to shoot there with Gooch, and for some reason the game decides not to shoot. If Gooch had had a shot there, I'm pretty sure he would have scored to make it 3-3 in the Premier League for him, and to make it 3-1 and pretty much finish the game with about 10 minutes to go here. As you can see, Callback wins the ball back, but plays a poor ball. Sergio Gomez cuts it out, does really well to keep the ball in play and sugar off their player. And Yedlin intercepted the ball, and I was sure that Van Aanholt made a pretty good tackle there, but for some reason the referee didn't give it as a clean tackle. And as you can see, we're just changing the formation once again here, as I'm going to a little more defensive formation here, bringing Gray off, the second goal scorer for Didier Ndong. So both goal scorers from this game for Sunderland are off the pitch. I'm not sure if Perez was still on the pitch for them, but as you can see, callbacks come off now for Dwight Gale, so they're trying to go for it. They brought an extra striker on for a midfielder. We brought an extra midfielder on for a striker. And as you can see, we're trying to get away here. Ozan Tufan plays a really good ball over the top to Barini. Barini runs down this right-hand side. He is able to stay away from Dummett and actually get Dummett onto the ground. He whips it in. It's once again done the same. Sells tips it out, and it falls to Gooch here, beats his man, cuts in onto his right. I tried to finesse it, and it was a very poor shot there. So Gooch had a couple chances to score. That was a poor effort that time, and he didn't actually shoot the last time. So as you can see, Mbemba's also getting forward for them, so they're really attacking. They lose out on the ball though. Gooch has the ball here, chips it over the top to Corchia. He then puts it forward because Lazar was out of position, but it was a poor pass and Rolando Arons cuts it out. Shelby then gets it forward to Taubin. He gives it to Dwight Gale, who is tackled once again. Urzan Tufan with the run, gives it to Baston, gives it into Gooch. Gooch running down, and a really good chance, but Lyndon Gooch has his shot saved by Matt Sells. I probably should have went closer to the goal before trying to put it past the goalkeeper, but it's a good save. The ball then falls to Sergi Gomez after the corner is cleared. He has a shot, it is blocked, it is cleared away, and as you can see there, we have won the game 2-1. A really good win for us, so we have now done the doubles over Newcastle in the Tyne-Wear derby. A good win there. Farrell with the first goal, equalised by Jose Perez, and then the winner by Andre Gray. Really good goal after tackling Chancellor Mbemba. So that is how that game has finished. That is how this episode is going to finish. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like. If you want to see any more of this career mode for probably little shorter episodes, please do subscribe, as that would be much appreciated. As you can see the stats there, we definitely deserved to win that game. And you will see the man of the match did go to Andre Gray in that game. But anyway, once again, thank you for watching very much, and I'll see you later.